bigger. My computer is definitely not collaborating with me today. Now, okay, I'll just make this one as big as possible. Okay, is this readable enough for you? Okay. Yeah. So this first slide is really all about central schedulers part. But I'll just quickly walk you through the steps that you get kind of like understanding what we have here. So we have the like receiving the work orders from the planner, then the schedulers would dispatch them into MRS, check capabilities, prepare pre-read, send it over to site, then deal with all the changes. Some schedulers have sharing resource meeting to prioritize the work. They would receive the pre-read feedback, make the changes based on that, and then finalize scheduling for week +2. They would check MAR. They would have the pre-scheduling meeting again for week +2. Do final labor confirmations in certain cases, and then after that do final MAR review and complete the schedule for the handover. So this is pretty much what would happen with minor changes here and there for different sites. So my understanding is that between 13 and 14, the work is handed over to you, and you take the responsibility for week plus. Well, in this case, Thursday is still week +2, but then you will start working on that. Okay. After that, what we think, or maybe let's talk about this handover part. So, what exactly do you receive when the handover happens? Is there something concrete that is sent to you?
Yeah, but it's essentially an Excel macro dump of what's currently in there, and a graph of the percentage of scheduled loading and the I think the margin there. I honestly never look at it because it's live in SAP. That's what I need to be using. Basically, I just see it as an email as from the scheduler. Well, there you go. We're finished now. It's all yours, sort of thing. It's not. So what's actually handed over is irrelevant, really, to me.
Okay. So you work in MRS completely or SAP? Yeah. Right. And just to confirm, does the handover happen on Thursday for you as well?
Yes, Thursday afternoon.
Thursday afternoon, very good. So then the next, okay, let's take one step back. So above the table here, I have a scale from 1 to 7, and what I would like to do is to get your rating on your comments on how do the different steps make you feel. And the purpose of this is to really understand where are the biggest pain points, where are the highlights of your week, and what are the parts of the process that we need to concentrate on and fix. So when you receive that schedule from the MCO scheduler, how do you feel about it?
Not good, usually. The actual handover, well, whether you call it the handover or it's that transition from them to me that is the bit I like the least about the MCOE. So previously, as you know, as a site planner, or when planning was on site, you have, even if it's not a close, detailed understanding of the work, you're the one that has converted every notification, has released all the plans, has shuffled everything around. So you have, even if it's just subconscious in the back of your mind, you've got a pretty good idea of everything that's in that week. So if you were to come up and ask me, oh, you know, when is my desk getting fixed that you know, I put the notification in for 2 weeks ago, I might not know the exact details of what we're doing to fixing your desk or whatever it is, but I know that I've got it in next week and it's Thursday and Ross is going to do it, sort of thing. So I don't have any of that from the MCOE because they've played with all that stuff leading up to it. The only sort of real, it's not even a handover, so their idea of keeping us in the loop is to CC us in on every single email that they send, which means I end up with 400 to 500 emails a week, CCs, which are them requesting a quote from a contractor, and then I get CC'd in on the response back and how long do you want it for, and then CC'd on the response back and the back of them, you know, to the point where it's absolutely no point me reading any of them because there's 10 or 15 back and forths just organising a contractor to come and fix your desk, right? So it just becomes full of noise, and then at a week out from lock-in, I get this plan which is a bit wobbly, and if I haven't gone outside of my job description and gone and looked weeks ahead and looked at that upcoming work in a bit more detail, I really don't know what's in there or where it's at or the detail of any of the work. That I can just manage on a day-to-day basis. You know, most of it's pretty right. When we're talking a shutdown and critical work like that, it's really concerning for me because if we don't put additional effort in that is not covered by the MCOE, we don't get that sort of feeling of comfort and understanding of the work that is in there and that needs to be done. And at +1, there's just not enough time there to do anything about it. So the handover is probably where I see one of our biggest gaps, I think, is that.
Okay.
Yeah, that problem. And it's funny too that, look, so the one planner that I've had with us for a while, she's really good, and I suppose any of the planners that we have had for a while, I've sort of trained to blur the line between that handover period, whereas, you know, so I expect from the Brisbane planners that they will follow something through properly. So if they don't get the quote through till Friday after handover for a job I expect them to raise the purchase rec, not send it on to me and sort of try and explain in an email what's actually going on, and just do the work. Vice versa, I'll help them out in +2, +3 sort of thing and fix stuff for them. So I think that's part of that relationship piece and trying to just make it work rather than sort of sticking to that firm structure of at +1 at sites. You know, this is where we hand it over, you wash your hands of it. Which, talking to a number of the planners there at the moment, they're really being pushed to just wash their hands of it at handover and not get involved at all and move on to your next week and start focusing on that, which I think is a really bad thing to push in, you know, twofold. Is one, that it doesn't provide a quality outcome, and it ruins some of those relationships that we've worked fairly hard at building in you know, in that you scratch my back, I scratch yours sort of thing.
Yeah, of course. Yeah. So if you would have to rate from 1 to 7, where 1 is very negative feeling, to 7 which is very positive, what would you say? 2.
2.
So after the handover, then I suppose that's when your work really starts. So handling the late addition work. What are the typical reasons for late addition work for you?